So today, Call of Duty just dropped a blog post for kind of everything coming in Season 1, which includes a lot of different things, but in this video, we are only going to be focusing on Warzone 2 because they go over a lot in this blog post, and I think that's all I really want to talk about in this specific video. I'll probably make a video on a couple other things here and there. Unfortunately, not really any DMZ stuff here, so we're going to have to wait for that, but for now, let's not waste any more time and look at this Warzone 2 information. So here we got it. In a week from now, I think we're gonna be playing this for reals. I think people are actually gonna play it a little early from what I've been hearing, so we may see gameplay of the newer Warzone that has a lot of updates, or the updates they're talking about here. But for now, let's go over this. So first things first they talk about is the map Al Mazrah, right? We already knew it was going to have a new map, and they point out that a couple of the maps we've already been playing have been a part of that, but we kind of already all knew that, so no big surprise there. But of course, here's where the actual interesting information, where it starts off saying loadouts are not leaving. Yes, loadouts are going to stay a part of Warzone. Personally, I think this is a good thing because I felt like that is one of the things that distinguish Warzone from all the other battle royales. So to me, I think that it brings that Call of Duty flair to battle royale. So personally, I'm all for this. I know people wanted a change up, but for me, I just felt like it was just a part of Warzone. So there's that. Of course, the question is how we get these, and it's exactly how you got them for the most part inside of the original Warzone, because they say you could buy it at shops, or the buy stations, using in-game cash. So exactly how you expect them. Also, loadouts will drop somewhere through the midway point like they did in the original Warzone, so that is going to stay the same. Now, one new way you could get it is by doing strongholds and black sites, but we'll come back to those later because they are going to be, a little bit more. But regardless, though, we do have a new looting mechanics because they say a battle royale remains traditional, new backpack systems in DMZ, which is weird because when we read this, it doesn't exactly seem like that, because what they say is, in Battle Royale, like previous Warzone, supply boxes will throw out items to pick up. When a player interacts with the loot container, such as a duffel bag, medical case, they will function with a loot menu. So it's really not the same. The loot menu is going to be there. It's not going to be like the original Warzone. You do have a loot menu, and there's going to be backpacks still. So it's kind of weird that it says it's going to stay the same when it's clearly not. But they do kind of clear up something, if we were curious, is when a player dies, they will drop their primary on the ground, but all their other loot will be in their backpack, which you have to go and interact with and go through a loot menu, which, to me personally, I just felt like Warzone did it right for especially controller players, because I just haven't really seen a loot menu work well on controllers, so it's a thing, but whatever. Regardless, though, we do have a new Gulag, and it's actually going to work exactly how we saw it in the original thing. It's going to be a 2v2 thing, where you're going to be teamed up with a random other person who has died, and you're going to try to rather beat another 2v2 or beat a random very strong AI guy. Because, as you know, it's pretty obvious who wins a 2v2. If you decide to go that route, then that's who wins. Whoever side wins, they're going to come back to life. Great, that's good. But they added kind of a new thing here with the jailer, and the jailer is going to be that random AI guy, and if you actually beat him, all 4 players get to come back, which is interesting, because then maybe you could see sometimes where people choose not to fight in the 2v2 and they just all 4 of them team up on the one jailer guy, which I honestly don't know if that's going to happen a lot or not. But regardless, though, that's how the new Gulag is going to work. I'm curious to see if it's actually going to be good or not, but we'll see. Actually, there's one last thing about this Gulag that I almost forgot to mention, and that's a new overtime mechanic, because it says if neither team wins nor the jailer is eliminated after a brief time in overtime, all 4 operators will lose. So if someone doesn't win that 2v2 or the jailer's not killed, everybody's not coming back. So there's that. Interesting system still. I don't know if it's going to play good or not. Again, we'll just have to wait and see. Regardless, we do have the mention of AI combatants in battle royales because this is something people were worried about, but it seems like they have limited them to only strongholds, black sites, and Gulag overtime, which is interesting. So let's talk about exactly what's going to go on. So the first thing they talk about is the strongholds, and these will be marked on the map that you could directly target. And it says squads can visit these areas to fight AI combatants. The first team to complete a stronghold must disarm the bomb and will earn a key to a black site and their custom loadout. Successive teams must eliminate a specific number of defenders, AI players, or will earn their custom loadouts, but not a black site key. So if you're the first one in the entire game to complete a stronghold, you will get not only your custom loadout, but also a black site key, which is important. We'll talk about that in a second. But if you are not the first one to complete a stronghold, you'll still get your loadout, but you won't get that black site key. And the black site keys are kind of going to work like the keys did in Warzone, but let's just read it to explain it, because what it says is black sites are more dangerous forms of strongholds, but they offer a more permanent weapon blueprint reward and even more valuable in-game matches, or even more value in-game items for those who clear it out. These are available only at black sites via key given to the first team who clears out the active strongholds. So strongholds, as I said, they're more difficult, black sites are more difficult strongholds, but you get a permanent reward in terms of a blueprint, but also you get some more, even better in-game or in-match rewards. So I don't know what you could do, because you already have your loadout from the stronghold, which I think is probably the best thing you get. So maybe it could be like how they had it in kind of the original Warzone, where you could get like a VSAT or something like that, showing the location of every, like a super UAV. If you guys don't know exactly what I'm talking about, I don't remember what they called it in that Warzone game, but you know, it could give you something like that potentially. Maybe it could give you a specialist, I could imagine, but besides that, I'm not exactly sure what else they could give for these black sites, and they don't really clarify it here. So regardless, this is an interesting system, as long as there's not like too many of these strongholds, and you can't like accidentally find your way getting stuck into one like late game or something like that. That could like be really annoying. Like imagine you're late game and all of a sudden the circles closing in on a stronghold, and then there's bots shooting at you when you have to deal with actual players, and of course the bots are going to give away your location, and it could be chaotic, to say, is what I'm saying here. So hopefully strongholds just all close out like midway through the game or something like that, or at least before the end game, because that could potentially be not very good. Regardless, though, they do talk about some new mechanics that they're going to have. And the first one they talk about is the circle collapse. And yes, it's going to work the same way that we saw it in the first reveal of Warzone 2, where initially there's going to be one big circle that's going to break up into a bunch of different little circles, I think 3 in total. And then by the end of the game, it's going to collapse into one tiny circle. And of course, that's how it's going to work. If you guys have seen it, you guys know exactly how that's going to work. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to play good or not, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Regardless, though, as they mentioned before, proximity chat will be coming to the game. Now, one thing I'm actually worried about is proximity chat just giving away your location. Like if someone's just minding their own business walking down the street, and then you're over there like in a building, like neither of you guys are aware of each other, but then you're talking to your teammate, it just gives away your location because of proximity chat. But that other person didn't have proximity chat, so it didn't like give away their location. Like I'm kind of worried about something like that. So to me, I feel like they should do like what they should do with proximity chat is just like make it a push to talk thing, even on controller. Like I don't know exactly how it would work on Xbox, but I think on PlayStation what they could do is just like get this big old pad in the middle, and when you hold that down, you're activating proximity chat, or you could like trigger it on and off. That would be, I think, the best way to implement it, because I love the idea of proximity chat, but I feel like if it just becomes a way to give away your location, a lot of people just turn it off, and then, you know, like you'll be completely useless at that point. So as long as something like that's push to talk, I think it would be work completely fine, but I just don't really know. So regardless, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it works. I'm pretty sure they're going to make it push to talk, but again, we'll have to wait and see. And here's something that I completely missed. What this is, okay. In squad-based modes, as well as battle royale playlists, you have a choice to jump in with an enemy operator to form a large squad. Okay, so that's literally just jumping in a public lobby. Thank you for that. Next thing they talk about is interrogation. This is for battle royale and DMZ only, which I'm pretty sure that's the only two options. Excuse me, unless like something else is going to be there. Maybe they're going to bring back plunder, I guess. So yeah, anyways, interrogation. In squad-based modes, intel's everything. Reveal the enemy locations by successfully shaking down a player-controlled enemies while they are down. I think Charlie Intel tweeted out a picture of this. Yeah, this is how it's going to look if you guys are curious. So yeah, you can just, if there's a downed enemy, they could just, you can go up to them, interrogate them, and you'll reveal all of their locations. So or their teammates' locations, probably on the UAV or something like that. Which, cool, like that. Seems cool to me. I'm just worried if people just immediately hold the bleed out thing because of this. But hey, you know, I guess it's a trade-off with the chance of being revived or the chance of being interrogated. But regardless, though, they do talk about another thing here, and this is all of the different, I guess, movement stuff, not movement, vehicles that we're going to be able to use. And there's actually a lot. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think a lot of them, I don't really need to explain what they are. You know, ATV, nimble 3-seat seater. This is going to be UTV. It's going to be a lightweight 4-seater hatchback. I mean, I'm not going to go over all this. A GMC Hummer EV. What is that? Just like a product placement right there? A GMC Hummer EV? For they just threw I just didn't even realize that. That's a freaking product placement. Whatever. Anyways, light helo, cargo truck, heavy helicopter. We've already seen a lot of these things already inside of Modern Warfare 2's big battle game modes. The RHIB, what is that? Oh, it's a boat. Okay, and armor patrol boat. Okay, and yeah, so here's one thing I'm curious about: the vehicle fuel and gas station mechanics. No more unlimited fuel sources. All vehicles, yes, including the EV, wow, use fuel over time, and when it runs out, that vehicle is no longer usable. Vehicles can be refined either through gas stations found around the map, or either gas cans found around the map or gas stations. Gas stations also repair body damage and tires, thereby restoring vehicle health. However, operators can also perform a flat tire repair anywhere in the world by interacting with individual tires. So this is an interesting system. I think the reason why they did this is because they don't like endgame. I think a lot of people don't like this when people are in endgame and they're just people driving around vehicles. And if they run out of gas, then obviously that vehicle is no longer useful. So I like the idea of it for endgame, but I hope this isn't the cost of it like at mid-game, because vehicles are like really nice to get around the map, and especially at the start of the game, if you have to make some big distance, like if you run out of gas, it's going to be a lot of bit cringe. So, you know, I guess we'll have to wait and see how it actually plays out. Potentially a good thing for endgame, unless I guess endgame ends near a gas station, or if someone packed up on a bunch of gas cans. So I don't know. It's still weird that the EV is going to take gas, but whatever. Either way, though, they do have Aquatic Combat, which they explain stuff like you can swim, you can get on boats. There's nothing more to say there. The shops, buy station 2.0. I didn't actually see this. Each buy station contains a unique set of items for purchase and a limited quality, including kill streaks, armor plates, and more. You can see these offerings and buy back. Oh wait, you can see these offerings and can buy back fallen squads with a new interface. So it's not really buy stations 2.0. This is literally like everything that you already did in buy stations, except that's a new interface. Which has already been leaked if you guys haven't seen, so I don't think there's much new to be said there. So yeah, that's everything they have about Warzone. They do have this little thing about DMZ, but it's a little bit cringe because they don't really tell us much, and they really just say expect a tactile overview into this mode closer to launch next week. So I'll make a video on DMZ when they actually reveal new information, but honestly, I think today people are going to be playing DMZ, so what's the point of this overview if people are already going to play it early? So I don't know. Regardless, you guys can probably expect to see a video talking about Spec Ops soon enough, or probably this exact same day too, but overall, that's everything that we've learned about Warzone 2. A lot of good things. I like a lot of the changes they made. A lot of things that I feel like are questionable, but I don't know if they're going to be good or bad. I mean, there's a lot of those, but of course, I'm more than curious about what you guys think about this. Are there changes that you like that you're seeing here, or are you not liking what you're seeing here? Do you have major problems with this, or let me know any of your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Regardless though, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, then definitely do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm going to go catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be, and laters guys.